again, I just appreciate the fact that regardless of what this is, and are open to hear what we have to share. And it's my highest endeavor to impart something on your minds today, several things on your mind today that you can walk home with and use effectively, immediately. That is always our goal when we teach. I want to, this year particularly, aside from putting more focus on the children, one of the things we'll be doing this year, some of the celebrities that are part of our community are going to be working with us in an effort to visit prisons at a higher rate and also come to public schools as well. So those of you that have children that are in the public schools, submit that schooling to us even today, like after class, let us know so we can put on a schedule. I just left Brother Ronald's house that plays for the Knicks before getting here, and I was held back a little bit in talking to the brother because our schedules are so very strict and diversified that it's very hard for us to find our medium days without us first having a meeting. I could even go through all of that today with him because I'm going to be in Texas, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Washington, Connecticut, Florida, and definitely California. When in California, I'll be in Dublin, Oakland, Sacramento, and Los Angeles. And all this has to take place inside of about 3 months. And then he plays for the Knicks. So just the other day, he was in Canada playing the Toronto Raptors. And then he's in New York here, and then he'll be somewhere else. So to try to get the both of us to work on the same projects, on the same days at the same time, it really does take some time to put the schedule together. And then I had class today here in Philly on the day that I had scheduled a meeting, and then he scheduled it with me, but he forgot when we scheduled this meeting, he had Knicks practice upstate New York. So I tried to wait it out till he got back, but by the time he came back, I absolutely had to leave. So that's what's going on, but that meeting is specifically for visiting prisons and public schools. And the brothers and sisters that will support me in teaching in the schools and just simply suggesting to our family that's in the prisons or juvenile facilities and schools, so just letting them know that they play ball or they may rap. However, it is very incumbent that they study. So they just want to show that, yeah, we've made it to the leagues, or, you know, we made it in the hip-hop industry, but we're still reading Brother Polight's books. We're still studying. We still know what the issues are of our people, and we're still going to make contributions. Because many of the brothers and sisters that go to school, their only hope is if they can make it into the sports and entertainment industry. And they really don't make no accommodations for anything intellectual, as though they can't compete intellectually. And it's actually more options for you open intellectually than there are for sports and entertainment, despite how the media may make us look in, you know, as far as the sports and entertainment industry. So that's the goal. The goal is to get very successful black men and women to partner up with someone like myself in this conscious community and to make our teachings resonate more with people. Because for far too long, the conscious community has come off as the weirdos for the most part. Okay, like many people have come into the conscious community to escape from society because they were rejects. They come here, then they put on costumes, and then they teach. And anybody that don't like what they teach, did something wrong with them. And that's what a lot of us have become. So in turn, it turns off our youth. And it makes them feel like, you know, I don't want to be part of nothing like that. Those people just doing that because they were unsuccessful. That's why you're part of that. How come successful people don't join that? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is normally the question. Like, you'll see people out there with spikes on their arms and everything going in on the streets. But then you say, where are the superstars? You couldn't get one. You couldn't get a celebrity. You couldn't get nobody. Your truth is that potent, but you can't get nobody. That's really the power of the devil. What about the power of God? How come God's children is not part of this community? So these are questions that our youth have. They want to know if what you're saying is so very powerful, when does success run concurrent with that which you teach? Or does everyone have to struggle when the information is correct? See, this is the dilemma that we are in the community. With the information that we've been disseminating in the community, coming from the leaders of the conscious community, if we've been teaching for 10 and 15 and 20 or 30 years, you would think eventually there would be a significant effect in the way of life that in which we live today? That is the question. And until we can demonstrate this clause effectively, we're going to lose the next generation to the media. Because the media has them thinking, say derogatory things and make inflammatory remarks about each other if you want to make them, ultimately. If it's going to be a black show, make sure someone's dying of cancer. Make sure the black woman marries a white man. Make sure if it is a black couple that they're in conflict with each other, there's scandal, there's cheating going on, it's about sex. This is what we perceive ourselves as when we watch us on the TV. And it comes so close to reality, the only hope is for the conscious people to achieve a certain level of success. So in demonstration, our youth can look at them and say, you know what? I don't mind being smart. I don't mind being intelligent. I don't mind doing the research. I don't mind spiritual cultivation, because they can see the benefits of being reaped. And this is the hardest part to teach in the community, because oftentimes it sounds like you're selling out spirituality for money, and that's not what we're telling people to do. The New Covenant was constructed because someone like myself was not at liberty to do what I needed to do to cultivate myself or edify others with that which I was learning, because I had no time. That was very valuable for me and still valuable to me today. And because I have managed to gain more time, I can gauge how much more effective I am, how much more happier I am, okay? How much more clairvoyant I am. And because of that, I chose to initiate a movement that in hopes of the fact that others would be able to see the world through my eyes. I'm way more happier than I was in the past. And with my free time, these are the things that I choose to do with my free time. This is coming out and teaching class and hopefully motivating people and expressing to them other ways or other venues of success, because time is all we have for the human experience. And time is based on, even your cells have something called time cell perception. It's called time cell perception. And your gauge for how much time is being occupied is predicated upon how fast your heart beats. And your heart is connected to your brain by way of a network of nerves called the vagus nervous system. The vagus nervous system connects the heart to the brain. And in between that heart and the brain, you have these time cells that rely on the way your heart contracts and expands to respond to the stimulus of reality. So this means time goes faster or slower for you personally based on how captivated you are by life. For some people, the day can't go by quick enough. I'm bored, there's nothing to do. And for others, they just don't have enough time in the day because they have so much obligation. Okay, I've been on lines in the supermarket, and there would be like old ladies there who I know they knew damn well they was going to have to purchase their food. But for whatever reason, they wait until all the food is rang up, and now they go into these bags. And I said woman too, old lady, because women have a tendency to carry these giant bags that they don't need. They have these big bags. Like whenever my wives ask me to go inside a bag and find something, I know I'm going to be losing 10 minutes out of my life, because there's a bunch of things in there, and I never find it, and then they go in there, whoop, and they pull it out, and I'm like, I never understand this. But the older lady now is a whole nother phenomenon, because she could have left with just a small purse or wallet, because she know all I'm going to do is go to the grocery store, buy my food, and go home. But they insist on taking this giant bag, like they must have army material and everything in case they get in a fight, whatever the reason is, they carry these giant bags, and I'm waiting online, and she's picking through it, because you know your woman's skills slow down when you get older. So the younger lady can carry that giant bag and she can weave right through there, in and out. But the older lady, she becomes like a man, and she don't know how to weave through that bag no more. So we had to actually wait there online for about 3-4 minutes. And that 3-4 minutes was like a horror film in line, because we're in a rush to do what we want to do. It changes the rate in which your heart is beating. It changes your perception. Yet, I'm the same dude that could have went to the club, get in there at 11 o'clock, Our clubs in New York are in there like 7. Get in there at 11 and leave there at 7 in the morning. Standing up for 8 hours, didn't feel no weight. But the old lady, I want to attack her. That's time cell perception. I can stand there for 8 hours of my time, happy and not fatigued, so long as I'm enjoying the human experience. And if I'm not enjoying the human experience, that 4 minutes would be equal to the 8 hours of fun that I had. 4 minutes would translate into 8 hours. And it'll actually impede on your age. It will cause you to age. When you get stressed out about not occupying the space of time that you need to do the things you want to do, it makes you older. And causes sugar to be created in your system. And the acronym is called AGE. It's called Advanced Glycation End. So you know I'm not making this stuff up. It's called AGE. Advanced Glycation End. And when you're frustrated about time and feeling like you're not going nowhere, or man, there's so much things I want to do, but I can't do it, you inadvertently start producing sugars that cause you to speed up your time, causes you to age. And when you're happy about what you're doing, chances are you're smiling, which burns a lot of calories, or you're laughing, which burns even more calories. This is all true. This will bring about our unity. This will bring about an evolution in our health. This will bring about success. And one thing that everybody could identify with, world over, even of other races, but particularly our race, financial distress. Wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter. It would not matter if you were considered successful in the media. You still have some level of financial distress if you don't have a certain level of knowledge in finance. The richest black folks now are still worried. I watched an episode of the rapper The Game, who sold millions of albums. And on his reality TV show, he's like telling his wife, I gotta travel out of state, baby. I can't work on this marriage. I still got 2 mortgages out there. So I'm like, what is this nigga doing with a mortgage? He sold millions of albums. Mm-hmm. He's rapping and really doing shows to make his money because the album, everybody's taking a piece of the money from the album. They really have to work. You know, in the hood, you want to rap, you think you escaping work. You get signed and you realize if you really want to make real money, you have to actually work up a sweat. You have to actually sweat. You have to actually stand up there and perform. Because that's where most of the money revenue is going to come in for you. And a couple other creative things if you build enough hype around yourself. Because they have this thing called an advance, which is a credit line. So we got to make it look like you're making money. And this is what's going to bring us back into this again. We got to sell everyone on the idea that this is what you need to do. And when you become part of us, you're going to be successful. The youth respond to that. So much so that I can make an album if I'm under the right label, and I can tell you to eat chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side, and even though that's wild, reckless, and weird, with the right funding, I can get you all to eat it and drink it, despite your stomach aches. Yo, wait for my next album. I can turn around and start calling all the women out their name, which represents your mothers and your sisters. But they still will support me, my people. You know why? Because it looked like I'm successful. That's all that's about. So when you join, they say, here's your advance money. Spend it so it look like you've been making money. And rap like you've been making money. Because success resonates in everybody. It's something in us all that we wish for ourselves and for our posterity. And just because of that inclination, it demands your attention, on average. Because nobody won't pay attention to no broke people. Don't nobody feel comfortable like that. We'll listen for a while, and then you'll lose us after a while. Because we'll say, we don't see your knowledge resonate in your life. But the most ignorant Negro, so long as he look like he got some cash, it warrant our attention because we're trying to figure it out. Because deep down inside, success is an issue with us in our community. It's stressful.
Because you're working hard and you're not being compensated for what you're doing. But yet you're building somebody else's situation up. And it's stressful after a while. And it's an issue that needs to be addressed. And so long as it's not addressed, these other people will always captivate us and always get our youth to have a subtle or obvious inclination towards their message. Not the righteous. No matter how righteous you are. They want to see performance. They want to see the knowledge put to task. So I've learned we need a community where we make it everybody's responsibility to be successful in their mind's eye. Success is God. I know people like, what's God? It could be a number of things people say. Today I'm going to say success is God. And what I mean by that is this. No one has the right to tell you if you are not successful. This is your criteria, your definition. If you just want to be a public school teacher to have an effect on the world, and you accomplish that goal, then I have to give it to you. Because success is predicated upon a premeditated state of mind that becomes an actuality in the interim of the process of performance. That's what it is. You materialize your thoughts. One day you wanted to be, the next time you became. How could I tell you you're not successful? This is what you had in your own mind's eye. So for God, when people say, man, you debating people about if the Bible's plagiarized and all that, I said, I'm not mad at the religious people. They're mad at me because they're insecurities. I know personally, God is a personal experience. No one has a right to try to mold your conceptions on. Because each one of us is going to relate to that which we feel is responsible for our creation a certain way. That's a personal experience. I couldn't tell you about your mother if I tried. Because you have a personal experience with your mother that no one could deny you of. And everyone could say, she's a whore, she's a prostitute, she's mean, she's a liar. But if you suckled from her nipple, you had a personal experience with her that no one else has. And it's only your right to decide what's the barometer to which end you run out of patience with your creator or your mother or your father or your God. So it's never incumbent for me to try to tell you, stop praying to that person, stop believing in that person. That's not my responsibility. The only thing that I've ever asked of my people is to give credit when it's due. That's all I ask. That's what I mean by plagiarize, not accrediting others for their influence in your culture. That's what it is. Give credit where it's due. So if you are so ethnocentric that you believe all ideas and customs and traditions only came from your people, and you don't think you picked up somebody's dish, you don't think you picked up someone's clothes, you don't think you picked up some adjustments or made modifications in your language because of where you was at, that's called cultural diffusion. That's going to take place inevitably. When all the good things that you have that make you you only came from you and your God, that's when I say we've lost our minds. Because everyone influences everybody. And then my next thing is, if you were influenced by someone else's culture and it's a part of your culture today, then God cannot belong to you or be holding to you exclusively as a people. Because then now we're being ignorant. Because if that was the case, you would not need the influence of other people to bring you about to where you're at today. But there's a reason why you've adopted different traditions and different systems. So my point is, that is our success. That is, things go good, we say, thank God. Things go bad, it's the devil. In between that, we're not responsible for nothing. This is weird. And like, when do we actually have a say in what's going on here? I have no power. This is the sister telling me, I have no power. Jesus woke me up. You don't got the right to save people from foreclosure. Only Jesus can do this. I really was told this. I said, I have no. Y'all take this thing and y'all go far. Another woman sounds, she just making love to Jesus every night. Like, how you doing, sis? You look beautiful. I'm taking. I'm like, who got you, baby? Jesus. You got a real intimate connection with Jesus. That's what I wonder, is the brothers having this kind of connection with Jesus? This is getting weird. So, I'm saying, success is your right. And no one can define if you're not successful. This is important first. This is important. Because people put restrictions on me when I was trying to come up. They said, you can't own a business till you go to school and get your degree in business and administration and all this other stuff. And I'm a 10th grade dropout. I don't have the resources. I don't have the support. I don't have no family. I don't have a mother around. I don't have a father around. I'm just trying to do what I do. I'm just getting a little awakened. I'm still in the game, but I'm just coming into my awareness, and all I'm being told is how hard it's going to be. And how it has to be done in ways that I can't possibly use at that time. So what I'm gonna do? Quit? Then I get in the conscious community. They say, "Oh no, you built the pyramids, man." They say, "I did." I'm like, "Okay, cool. You built the pyramids." I'm like, "That's fly." They got math and science from us. I'm like, "Us? Like you and me?" "Yeah." "Cool, I'm with it." So then I tell them, "Y'all, I'm gonna start buying houses and everything. That white man gonna take those houses." I'm like, hold on. I just built the pyramids just 2 minutes ago in this conversation. And I taught the world math and science. Now I tell you I'm about to get some real estate, but when that white man comes, we're gonna see what happens. Yeah. That cracker ain't about to let no nigga be owning no real estate. But you just told me we built the pyramids and we're the fathers of math and science. That's a heavy claim. But now we can't get out of poverty? So we built pyramids, we're the fathers of math and science, we are the original people, we created the white man, we grafted him in a scientific experiment, we took the black germ, and from the black germ it became a brown germ, from the brown germ it became this weak, degenerate creature that we call the white man. We did all this scientific stuff. And all this is the workers of the original black man who had a head the size of 2 heads, so he has a big brain. All this shit we did. But we can't get out of poverty. Then people say, "What's wrong with you not teaching the white man?" I said, "No, because the Negroes is teaching it sounds very weird to me. Because 1 minute they empower me and tell me I have no limitations, and the next minute they give me the limitation called the white man. Says I just got to give up that doctrine. I don't have no limitations. We can't succeed if we believe in the limitation. There ain't no way we're gonna do anything here if you're sitting in here thinking if I come up, the white man's gonna come. But once you start believing in that, it's effective in your paradigm. It's effective in your reality. It creates a circumference around you where you had no borders. Once you start believing that someone else has more power than you to persevere, you don't need that. Says that the best thing I got going for me is my ignorance. No, the older generation, man, you just don't know this cracker. You know what he did? I said, I know you did. I know what he did to you. I can tell you still traumatized. I get like that when I talk about how black people did me wrong. You be telling about the cracker, I be telling you about the Bloods. That's all I be talking to you about. That's how it works. And for everything you can say about the cracker, I got some stories about some Bloods that gave me hell as a Crip. I can tell you this. And I'm not going to be spreading that to my children. You just don't know those Bloods. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how the elders do it. So I understand. I then had talks with Dr. Jeffries, the best of them in this community. Dick Gregory and I was going at it. What? I talk to the best of the man because this message is powerful that I be teaching, so it make everybody come down the stairs to little old me and be like, "Yo, I gotta talk to you because people listening to you, brother." Because Dick Gregory don't play that shit. White man's the devil with Dick Gregory. I was able to crack the code with Paul Mooney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see that, right? It's like, whoa. Now I cracked the code with Paul Mooney.
There you go.
You know, I did a lecture with him and he heard my vision and he went up there. And he said, "I ain't gonna lie to you, we do raise hell. If any damn person the devil's a black man, he convinced me." I put some shit on him, man. He went up there and he started getting on black people. I think that's his only comedy he ever did that. That's right, I gotta put that out. I gotta put that out. He sat on stage and started going in on us like, "Yo, we be causing some hell." But even Dick Gregory, after it didn't work out the first time we built with each other, when I did a lecture with him, we still did something together. When I was done speaking, he said, "I learned a lot from you." If anybody heard the Blog Talk Radio that I invited him on, man, he was trying to tear my ass up about the white man. He was mad as hell. He said, "Niggas make some money, and then they start talking about this white man like he ain't gonna get you." That's what you do a lot. He's like, they're like, "Don't work yourself up, man. I know you healthy and all. You done walked around America with chip." But when I taught my class and he went up after me, he said, "I learned a lot from that young man." And no one really expected that. That was keeping up with our promotion for the event. Because he's like, "How the hell Polight and Dick Gregory going to do something on the same day?" I said, "I worked my magic with Paul." I mean, he's still going to keep his conviction at the day, but at least he understood where I was coming from. And all I can say is I never had a dog sicked on me. I don't know what it is to be bit by no pit bull, sicked on me by no white man. I don't know what it is to get called for eye rape if a white woman walk by. I really don't know. I can read about it. But what resonated in me more is getting shot by a black man. That shit hurts. Like, I can read about what the white man did to you. But when you get shot, that's a conviction I have about black people for the rest of my life. See, that affects me personally. Okay? When someone disrespects my sister and they look like they're part of my race, that sticks with me. When people rob and steal from each other in their own community, looking like you, oppressing you, that sticks with me. And we would like to believe it's not black people's fault. You see, brother, it's a condition. Who created the situation, my brother? It was the white man that created it. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta stop. Y'all so damn smart. It's working against you now. Your own people terrorizing you day to day. And you still making excuses for them passing the buck over to the white. I'm like, listen, man. If this was a day after slavery, I'd give it to you. If this was 2 years after slavery, I'd give it to you. If this was 20 years after slavery, I'd give it to you. But it's 2014, man. We gotta start saying this is us at this point, whether we like it or not. And even if someone created the condition to set the stage for us to do this, it is 2014. Hundreds of years after the fact. If we, again, if you're going to teach that we are great, we are brilliant, they like, yo, dark matter is melanin. Melanin is conscious. We start making some extra shit up about melanin. We good for that in this community. You say melanin, you can say anything, so long as you're not disrespecting black people. This is how this thing works. So long as I say the white man, I mean, I'm doing a debate with the Israelites, and he's like, yo, but the white man's the devil. And he's like, yo, that's off the strength alone, I win. Like, so long as I'm saying what makes you feel good. It's like, come on, Polight, don't teach the white man's the devil. Why y'all listening to this? I'm like, yo, it's deeper than this. This is weird. So I start seeing what's going on. So long as I tell you what you want to hear, you're going to call it a great lecture? So when I'm talking to the spiritualists and I say, yo, my spirituality is making money. People say, what's that about? The white man's not the devil, and I don't make a religion out of money. They said, this nigga crazy. He lost his mind. I said, really? Let's go in a dictionary and look up the word spirituality. Let's go into any religious dictionary or Merriam-Webster's dictionary and look up the second or third meaning of spirituality. And it tells you the revenue generated by the church or the property acquired. Getting property and making money is called spirituality in any religious dictionary. Look it up. So when I say I make a religion out of money, the only thing different from those people and me is that I'm being upfront and honest and saying, I want our people back into what it takes to get money. I want us to make a religion out of making money so we have the resources to change the condition. If we can sit here and we can meditate and we can chant, all of which I love to do and I have the time to do it because I'm free economically. But if you're not free financially, you don't have the time to meditate, you don't have the time to pray, you don't have the time to read, you don't have the time to study. What kind of life is this? But you make the time to pray? With what time? You can't even do all the obligatory prayers that your religion is asking you to do. I be seeing people by the falafel truck, making falafel 1 minute, and then on the damn dirty ground, with gum and spit there, throwing their rug there, and giving it up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm saying, this is disrespectful, man. If you don't have the free time, fall back. Allah will forgive you, man. Don't do this prostration on the damn dirty ground. I take my shoes off when I go in your mosque, but you can pray on the sidewalk in Philly. Think about it. People get mad. I'm like, why are we taking our shoes off when we go in the mosque if you can give it up on the sidewalk with gum and spit? Then what is this really about? We just making shit up as we go. That's how religion works, you know. Oh, God gotta take 10% of my money to contribute to his church thing, right? You get it before I even get my check, right? Cool. How much donations did God get to create the planet Earth? But now he need donations, though. The brothers I debate, he said the angel Gabriel came to them and gave them their Lashon Kodesh, gave them their language. This is a different version of Hebrew altogether. And within the last 100 years, the angel Gabriel came and gave their leader this Hebrew. No problem. but you still read from King James Version of the Bible. He didn't give you the book that corresponds with your language. He just dropped off the newest language, or the most ancient. He just dropped it off and gave it to y'all. But he forgot to give you the book that has that same language in there. This is very weird. See, got nothing to do with the language. So you still have to read the story in a fabricated rendition of the language. You still have to read the stories in the wrong version of the language. But he gave you the language. And then y'all didn't even take the language and say, well, let's make our own book now that we got the real language. No, you're still going to use this version by someone who's not even part of your community. This is all confusion. And people hate you when you start saying, man, you know what, I quit. And this is why the youth, and what people have to start doing, when you hear younger people upset with what you're saying, sometimes consider it. Because even if you're right, you have to ask, how come the youth is not getting it? That's what we're saying. Even if what you're saying is right, how come young people are not taking heed? Let me tell you, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you say you love Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but he was a Muslim, brother. And I said, I also love Marcus Garvey. He was a Catholic. But what is the understanding? I know damn well Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was not a Muslim. Muslims supposed to grow their dreads, man. He's the complete opposite. Cut everything off. So what does this tell me? This is just one example. Muslims wear jalabiyas. More especially in the case it's supposed to be white. I don't know about all the other colors. In the scriptures, they wear white. Everything else is improv. Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, bow ties and suits. He was a Muslim though.
Christian Muslim.
Like, listen, for me, I figure he was very wise and he was playing psychological warfare. He understood that that was a great medium of exchange for information with our community at that time. He knew our people needed discipline, and Islam is one of the most disciplined religions there are. He knew that's what we needed. We needed discipline. He needed a cloaking device for what he was doing, because in that day and time, you got to understand, black people just coming out of slavery. All they know is religion just coming out of slavery. You come with some shit outside of that, they was going to have a defense mechanism. Now look at us today. This is the conscious community. We don't like Christians, we don't like Muslims, we don't like Jews, we don't like nobody. So if I was to start coming and try to talk to my people in one of those religious organizations, we're not going to really create the same movement. It's not going to happen. And people can keep trying all they want. You can create the new Islam movement and get everybody on it. I'm going to tell you, it's never going to work. Because that era is gone. You got to keep up. It's like music. See Jay-Z keep lasting because he keeps switching this shit up. He tried the down south thing, wasn't working out. He said, I got to get out of that. I'm starting to fall off. But he keeps switching. His voice changes. The speed of his flow changes. He keeps switching up. And then sometimes you got to know you got to collaborate with somebody. Just keep yourself alive long enough. So if I got to do a few Kanye West albums and everything, we're going to do that together. Just so I can stay relevant. Thank God he married to Beyonce. And they're going to be relevant for a whole lot longer. But you have to know when to switch up. When the era is changing, you can't do nothing about it. I don't like this new music going on. These guys ain't matching and everything. I be stressed out when they be listening to this stuff. And I be feeling old, like, yo, the music we was listening to, I never thought there'd be a day where I'll be telling my children the music we listened to was not like this. I thought the music was going to be that way with us for the rest of my life. And this new stuff going, 2 Chainz. I'm like, oh, no. No, man. This is weird, man. Come 2 Chainz, but I got Chevron. I'm like, Chevron? Did he say Chevron? What the hell is that? It hurts. And I'm like trying to let her listen to what we used to listen to. Listen to the stuff we listened to. And I'm trying to sing the lyrics to her, and this is a metaphor. They're not even thinking no more. They're not even using their mind, but I can't get through to them. I'm like, this is a barrier. This is crazy. This is too much. But you see, if in ignorance, some rappers are still trying to, yo, the electromagnetic spectrum, and I'm like, yo, no one's gonna listen to you, man. Conscious people don't even like that music. They be fronting in front of other conscious people. When they go home, they listen to the dirty shit. They ain't listen to that. It's just too heavy. We trying to get away from our problems. If you trying to pronounce this shit, that's a problem in itself. We ain't listen to that music. So you got to know what's going on with the people in that time. You cannot try to force your interests on other people. You have to meet them at a common ground, whether you like what they're doing or not. So if the youth is singing about nothing but sex and money, and those people, when they put up a video, they get millions of hits, millions of followers. What are you going to do? Keep trying to force your idea of what the problem is? The youth is telling you sex and money is all that's in our mind. Fix that situation and we'll listen to you. That's what they're telling you in their music. Culture and music is in a bind. You don't have to like the music, but you have to listen to try to understand what is the problem. And they keep saying it over and over and over. Money, cash. Money, cash. So they say so much, they have to repeat the first shit they said in the second line. Money, cash. Money, cash, hoes. Money, cash. They're like, hello, nigga, I'm telling you what we obsessed about. Y'all ain't listening. Y'all coming back still bringing us all the religions. We keep saying money, cash. The music ain't changing. Cash this, cash that, money that, money that. Money over bitches, MOB. All they're saying is, I have problems with money and I have problems with women. So until we address those issues, and one day somebody said, you know what, I'm starting to think that they got problems with money and women. They're like, nah, it ain't that, they need God, they need that. Listen, man, they do need spirituality, but we have to find a way to communicate the message in a way where it's packaged and conducive for their process of thought. Because the devil got this glittery lifestyle going on. He got them wearing the nice chains and the nice cars and everything. So in order for it to work, and people like, you're showing your women off and you driving this nice car, you're talking about the cars you got. I gotta do that. Because the people I'm communicating with. When I come and I talk to y'all, I can go over here and I'm gonna do this and y'all gonna feel this. Y'all gonna feel this. But when it goes on YouTube, I gotta also make sure they see some bling blingy action or something. You know, they gotta know that, you know what, we're not just in here just smart and unsuccessful. This is not cool no more. We have to make consciousness look successful. We don't have to sell our soul. We don't have to listen, I was driving to Chicago and I had a nice little red Tahoe. Red Tahoe. It's what I travel with. It's big. I got a big family. I'm polygynous and I got children. I teach class in Chicago. You know what they say to me? Yo, I put it down. I put some information out there. Yo, conscious people love it. It's a classic. But you know what the young brothers come talk to me about in the circle? They're like, yo, we hear you though, but you got a red Tahoe. I'm like, for real? Like what about that? Like, y'all gave you 15 slides though. They were thorough. But they pulled me to the side. So I said, say it ain't so. So I talked to this brother named Montel out there. I said, yo, Montel, what's going on when I leave here? Well, the talk is like you sound fly, but you're not looking fly. I'm like, excuse me? I gotta look fly when I'm teaching? They're like, yo, them brothers right there. So I said, okay. So I come back to New York and I teach my class and I'm doing my thing. And I start talking to the brothers and sisters there. And I'm like, yo, how would it make you feel if I start coming to class and I just mix up some of what I'm wearing with some Pradas or I wear a few foam posits or something? How'd it make you feel? They said, it made me feel a lot more comfortable. This is what the younger people told me. It made me feel more, it made me feel like we trust you. This is what they told me. Y'all may not know, I used to wear African garbs when I was teaching. Yeah. Those of you who know from like very beginning, I used to always have an African, long dashiki hair like to the knees. I was doing it, shea butter all over my face. I was Afrocentric, couldn't tell me shit. That's all you need, dashiki and shea butter. That's all you need, and you Afrocentric. You can judge everybody else now. You can get an Afro wig if you have to, just in case. I used to see niggas Afro overnight. Like, how you pull that off? Yesterday, you had a bang and everything. How that happen? So, I learned, I got a consensus from the people that were listening, and it was like, yo, they just wanted me to meet halfway. Sometimes they couldn't even articulate the whole thing. I don't know, it just made me feel a little better. I feel like, you know, I could bring my girl, or they say my whiz, I could bring my wisdom. They say bring my whiz, maybe she listen, you know. So I'm like, okay. Then I start hearing the keyword like cult. Like, what part of women teaches a cult? Because y'all don't act like normal people. Like, what you talking about? The information polite, you got a real good memory. shit start feeling like a cult because you be remembering so much shit. I'm like, a cult memory? It's just weird how people think and assimilate information. They're like, look, the information is so vast. We need to see something that look like human beings. So I'm like, so I don't look like a human being when I'm wearing a dashiki? Like, what's going on? So as I start learning, I'm like, you know what? The whole world has a certain image. So who am I to not meet you halfway if I said I came here to teach you? If I came here to inspire you, who am I to tell you, no, I'm stick to it this way. They'll like it eventually. I mean, we gotta get rid of that mentality. Now, I'm not gonna start cussing up a storm because their music is saturated with that. That's not me. I mean, to sprinkle a few curse words in what I do, but it's definitely timed. It's never out of control and out of luster. It's definitely just a little sprinkle just for the people there who assimilate in that way. But I'm not going to go crazy and say the mother F words and all that. That's not my cup of tea. That's just not me personally. I will joke around a little bit more than other people. And that's to remind people that I can be your brother in the hood and we build. I just have some more knowledge. So that way you don't have to deal with that person that after the joking, y'all go sell some drugs or something. At least with me, you can say, man, I'm going to be uplifted in between the joking. So I've learned to adopt different styles to be more effective. Because you may be the type of person like me. I could have listened to music. I listen to the words and I want to get the lyrics. And I was annoyed by people who only want to listen to the beat. It was the most annoying thing. I'm like, you ain't heard nothing the brother said, right? Mm-hmm. Yo, I like this song. I'm like, how is that song any good? I go do it today with younger people. And I call myself the young phenom, but they make me feel old. I'm sorry, I ain't trying to put no heat on you. They make me feel old, I'm like I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? It's not making sense. Yeah, the rapper Toya's kissing cousins. I guess they kissing cousins. Now she's kissing muffins. I'm like, come on, Cam. This is Cameron, man. I'm like, come on, Harlem, don't do that. Because the South is dragging us to hell, and now y'all starting to participate. Kissing muffins? I never heard that. Is this slang? Or is she really kissing muffins? Like, what are we doing? I don't know what's going on no more. So now I know why my grandmother used to look paranoid when she heard my music. Because the shit started making me paranoid. Like, when did this all start? You know what I'm saying? Like, when did niggas start kissing muffins? I started getting paranoid listening to the music. And now I understand why my grandmother had those eyes when I was singing my songs. And she was just looking at me like, where did you... I thought I knew. So this is what's going on today. So I'm like, you know what? I have to start investigating what these people are talking about. Or that thing 2 Chainz talk about. On a Craftmatic, what he said, he put a fat rabbit on a Craftmatic. I'm like, is he just saying this shit because it rhymes? Like, did he say he'll put a rabbit on a bed that opens and closes? I didn't even know what a Craftmatic was. I had to look this up. It's not Craftmatic, it's Craftmatic. It's a bed that opens and closes. I'm like, okay, so why is he putting a fat rabbit? Like, is a fat rabbit a euphemism for black women? Like, when did we start calling black women fat rabbits? Like, who's gonna put a fat rabbit on a Craftmatic? And if it's an actual fat rabbit, where did he get the rabbit from? Like, and it's like, this is just the music. Why are you making us think about it? And I'm like, yo, hold on. We're not going to allow nobody to come in our black community and start putting fat rabbits on Craftmatics. We're not going to be doing this no more. We can't do this. We have to save our children from this stuff. So what I'm saying is, if we got to start working more harder to show the results of our prayers, we've got to do it. Because these guys are going to steal the attention away from what we have to offer our children if we don't start making a stronger and more valiant effort to show the end product of our prayers and the end product of our meditations. Because all of that we need. But you have to always consider application. Application. You just can't, after you meditate, after you pray, after you introspect, after you read, after you study, you still have to apply the thought process. Application is everything. You still have to apply the information. And in that, the people who bear witness to what you're doing will say, you know what, I think I'll try your approach. Because when everything else fails them, they'll say, I bear witness to a man that was in similar condition or to a woman that was in similar condition, and I see that they're evolving. And they'll be able to see that. And they'll say to themselves, that's worth a try. And that's what this is about. So our lives and our children's lives, not really our lives, our children's lives depend on us being successful and how we achieve our success. So now we got people that's successful, but we don't know exactly how they were successful. We need something that we can point towards to a credit for our success that takes a process, a systematic process. Because if it's just saturated in belief, there's so many different ways to go about belief, we will not find the same success. We need an actual regimen of what we can do and how to go about doing it so our brothers and sisters can follow. That will keep us safe if we follow it, so we don't wind up in them trap teachings and wind up incarcerated after we follow it, or wind up highly depressed because we've been looking to become something that only 1 in millions become out of our whole community, and they normally try to pick the most ignorant amongst us, out of us, to be the poster boy or girl for that genre of music or entertainment. We have to work harder on being successful, because we are the ones that are paying attention the most. We are the ones that's reading the most. We're the ones that's studying the most. We have a responsibility after we study to produce and manifest results, so our peers and our youth can appreciate what we have to offer. The only reason we love ancient Egypt is because they left real estate back. People call it pyramids, I call it real estate. That's why we love them. Because we can bear witness to it. We can scale it. We don't have to speculate upon it. We can say, no, this actually exists. That's why we're so deep into them. The only reason people love the Mayans is because they knew about the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, and it was on point, so people said, man, we don't have to speculate what they knew. It's clear they knew something in particular without the use of certain instruments, or they must have had it, or someone had some kind of level. So you know what? There was a conviction instilled predicated upon truth, where they said, you know what, this was actuality. This is facts. Like they knew certain circumstances of the planets and stars and moons. So that we know that we can trust them on a certain scale because of the performance. We love the Sumerians. Why? Because we can say, man, that they knew certain planets existed that we only found out about 50 years ago. So you know what? They got credibility. This is how the young mind works. So when you come here and say, no, you know who did that? God did that. You know who did? God did that. The youth is like, okay, show me how. And you can intimidate me when I'm a young man and a young woman. You can intimidate us doing that. As young men and women, you can't intimidate us and tell us to shut up. I used to be in a car, my aunt driving, and I'm like, why is the moon following us? They're like, the moon is not following us. I'm like, the moon is right there. I bet you when we pass this mountain, the moon gonna be right there. And you know what I got? Shut up. And that stopped the conversation. And they knew they had to look back, because I still had that look on my face. Still following us. So you can intimidate us, but we still got that in our head. Children know when you're saying something, they're like, my parent don't know. I'll be quiet, because they're gonna say, why you talking about? You know, I grew up in slick shit. I grew up in slick stuff. Ask me when I'm talking to you. You talking back? I'm like, what kind of bipolar shit is this? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm like stuck. Whenever my pop left me at age 8, I was so confused. I used to be nervous like this. Like when children be looking like they don't know what to do, it's because they're so intimidated by the power of parent force that they just, after a while, second guess their own mental faculties and abilities, because they're so stressed and under duress as to don't want to say or do the wrong thing. I used to come down hard on my baby for different things. But then I'm like, you know what? I don't like how she's second guessing herself. Because she's being too intimidated by my tone. So I lighten my tone. You know, and I explain a whole lot more than I would just show the sense of urgency and give her mandates and directives. Because I don't need her growing up second guessing herself, knowing the right answer to something, and not wanting to express it in fear that somebody may not be able to handle a good question. Something I can't do. They got thrown out the window. And I realized it's a byproduct of how I was raised. I was raised with yelling and screaming. I was raised with weird shit. Weird shit. You know, no, I'm talking weird. Like, weird shit like, you know what? I'm going to beat you. When you hear the word beating, first thing come in your mind is pain. Pain. Pain instills a certain conviction. So when I say weird shit I grew up under, I'm talking the weirdest shit. You know the weirdest thing you can do to somebody?
What?
Is to beat them and they feel the pain. And then the next day, tell somebody, I'm about to beat you. But do me one favor, go and get the belt.
Oh, yeah.
How the hell you gonna ask me to get the weapon? How you gonna tell me to go get the
Go
belt?
get some switches off the bush.
Yo, switches!
The little ones and take all the leaves off.
Yo, sit there and take the leaves off so I can whip your ass correctly. It's like, hold on. And then they're like, you ain't moved yet? Hell no! I want to say, hell no, I ain't moved yet. I'm still questioning why am I going in the first place? Out of all things to do, you're going to tell me to get the weapon? I know how that weapon feels, and you're going to use it against me? Now, if it was my sister, I'd go in there in a heartbeat. Get the belt. Your sister, I did that in a heartbeat. But you're going to use this belt on me. So this is weird. And I had a grandmother, for whatever reason. You know the worst thing that happened to a grandmother when she try and get you? Is when she miss. And she think I moved. I'm like, Grandma, you just get her old. And she's so mad at me that she go and she start getting pots. You ever had people else that's like, you know what? Whatever's around is going airport. And then start throwing shit. And I'm like, yo, hold on. I didn't even move, Grandma. You getting fresh. You think you're a boxer now? Bob and weave this. And she start throwing everything. I'm like, this is not cool. And guess who got to clean everything up after? This is weird. Says it being, this is the pot that hit me in the head. This is the spoon that hit me in the face. Like, this don't make no sense. And all because Grandma's so old, when she swung, she missed me, and she thought I bobbed and weaved. And then she's like, get that silly look off your face. And I'm like, this is awe. I'm in awe at this whole situation. Silly look. You trying to mock me? Now you're going to tell me I missed? Tell me I missed. And I'm like, this is a trick. This is another one of those trick questions. They're like, no, you ain't missed. So you lied. I'm like, oh, shit. I didn't lie. So now you're lying about lying. I'm like, you know, I'll do you a favor. I'm going to get the belt. Because sometimes parents can talk to you to the point you just say, can I take the beating in exchange? Because, yo, my pops and my grandmother was able to talk to me where I asked them to just please beat me. Because they will not only just talk you down out your game, they will wait till company come over and talk about, yeah, Michael is doing this, and Michael, you see, Michael think this, that, the third about, and Michael, and I'm here, I'm like, I'm here. Like, can you just wait until I leave? Like, and then somebody else comes to the house, and we got to talk about Michael all over again. I'm like, yo, hold on. Is everybody that come in here is going to get the Michael doctrine? Like, is this new Christianity shit going on now? You got to propagate the doctrine of Michael? Like, hey, how bad I am? Like, what's going on? And the worst thing was report card day. The teachers know no wrong. They never misunderstanding anything. And I was one of those children. I had to get beat in front of my friends. See, this, I'm telling you, I went through stuff. So when you see me acting, when I have class and I'm joking, that's because of all the jokes that I got my ass whipped for in school. Now I get to be free. Yeah. So when I sometimes, I stop in the middle of the debate within like 12 minutes, just joking around. People, you can't do that. Yes, I can, because nobody gonna beat me this time. You don't know what I went through psychologically. I'm in the middle of the debate, I had to black out for 12 minutes and just joke, just to know I could get away with it. I still was looking, watching my back from my pops when I was in that debate. Not knowing he gonna come out of nowhere. But the teachers used to say stuff, and I used to be like, yo, I live with you. You gonna take what this teacher's saying against me? And like, nah, he would wait until I had class and come get me and beat in front of everybody. Why? I'm trying to be a thug. I'm trying to be a gangster. If I don't cry. So it is, when I cry, he says, stop acting like a little bitch. What, you a faggot or something? So I say, you know what? I'm gonna make my pops proud. Next time he give me an ass whipping, I'm gonna boss up. So now he whipping me, and he see me like this. And he beating me in school. And I'm like this. And he's like, yo, oh, you a gangster now. In front of your friends, you ain't crying? What you saying, I ain't hit you hard enough? Immediately, tears shot out. Yo, I was holding it back. I just started trying to tell him shit like, yo, this is all fake. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? So I was always confused for a lot of time. One of the best things happened when he walked out my life. All I had to do was deal with my grandmother's scrutiny. Because dealing with the two of them at the same time was hell. And they both saved me from the other. But there's nothing stopping them when they're in their zone. I'm like, this is just difficult. So what I'm saying is, all these things manifest itself when you get older. When you go into adulthood, a lot of the way that we are with people that make us a burden to them to love and make us a burden to be loved come from them childhood issues. Because now we've managed to adopt or even maintain some of the inconsistent mental dispositions we have about ourselves and how we think and how we convey our messages. And it translates into very bad business. Inability to execute financially. And with that, trickles down and it distorts your health. It messes with your health, messes with your relationship. And that's why I said if we have to find one common issue in the community that we all can build with, because I will not be able to give you a law. Not everybody. There's a defense mechanism for some people. They're going to be like, man, I ain't dealing with that. I won't be able to give everybody Jesus. I won't be able to give everybody Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. But one thing you could damn near give every black person is some money.
Financial literacy.
That's right. You ain't gonna get much argument out of a person if you say, here's some here's $10.
Yes, sir.
I can find in a whole community people that will argue just for trying to give them spirituality. But those same people, if I came to them and said, here's $100 or even $5, they wouldn't even need to know nothing about you or who you pray to. They wouldn't give a hell. And if they knew who you prayed to, it still wouldn't stop them from taking your money. Because they can use it to help their family. They can use it to help themselves. So with that in mind, I realize we gotta start talking about money more. Because you know what? We all can admit we ain't gonna stop nobody from putting no money in our pocket. We'll stop you from trying to give us some kind of God, but we ain't gonna stop you from putting some money in our pocket. And the reason that is, with most of us, is because we need it. And what I'm telling you is about time self-deception. We need it to enjoy our lives. You don't need it because it makes you something. And I heard, when you die, you're not going to go with the house and you ain't going to go with the money when you go to heaven. I know that's true. But you're going to leave a legacy here. You should leave a legacy. And someone comes after you. So I need to leave a house and some money here for my children because this is a debt wealth society. And debt wealth can only be eliminated at best when there's inherited wealth. And what I mean by debt wealth society is that you cannot get anything you want without first embracing debt. And I'm talking the major things in life. If you need a place to live, you have to embrace debt in the form of a mortgage. Mortgage, death, pledge. A pledge to pay until you die. That's what mortgage is. It's French. Mortgage, pledge, or death agreement. If I need to live somewhere, I have to sign that I am willing to take on a debt obligation. But that's a place to live. If I need an education, in most cases, if we need an education, we're going to have to sign a debt obligation. So we're talking about education and living. Two of the most prominent, most important things you can have in this world is knowledge and know-how and a place to live after you learn. And I need to get into a debt obligation. And if I need to travel back and forth, to and fro, because most of us can't get a job in our community, we have to go to downtown areas or something to get employed. I need to get into a financing agreement with the car company now. Debt obligation. So I need debt if I'm going to travel, and I need debt if I'm going to get a house, and I need debt if I'm going to get an education. And it's so bad that people figure they're going to die in these streets anyway, so why not fight the white man's war? Because at least I'll get a free education. I'd rather risk my life to get a watered-down education. Just because some benefits. Never mind the fact I might die in the process because it is a war. But what does that tell you about a person's community when they're willing to go to war for an education? It tells you they feel they're likely to die in their own damn community anyway. So this is a debt wealth society. They've made a commodity out of debt. Like it's corn or rice. This is their hustle debt. And the only way you can eliminate that is if you set up a structure for inherited wealth. Whereas the children that are born after you don't have to go through certain burdens that you went through initially, like buying a house. Hopefully there's one already paid off and they can live in it. A real family house by law is made up of 3 generations. And someone should see 2 generations of parents. It's the parents and the parents' parents and those initial parents' children. So 3 generations, that's called a family house. That's why a family house is supposed to be 3 floors. Or make accommodations for 3 families. But those 3 families are not just any 3 families, they're part of the same lineage. 3 generations. So when I go to Tony's Pizza and I see if Tony wants a day off, he don't really have to hire help. He let one of his sons come in there and just take on the task for the day. That's what Tony do. And his son know he can do whatever he want to do. But if ever he need a job, he can come and work in his father's spot. He don't have to actually go out there and trusting strangers to hopefully hire him. A situation was created for his child to survive and strive, irregardless of nobody else in this world except for embrace him. And I used to go to a Chinese food store. I was hurt and jealous because I see this little Chinese girl, child, taking my money. And I used to watch black people smile, oh, she's so cute. And I used to always feel there's nothing cute about this. It's not so much I was racist. It's the fact that I'm like, she already has a job waiting for her. And it was hard as hell when I was actually trying to get a job before I was hustling. I tried. You know what they told me? You need an ID. So I went to DMV. You know what they told me? I need an ID. And I said, y'all make the IDs. How I'm going to show y'all some ID? I need some identification. I came to y'all to get some identification so the people that's asking me for ID can get the ID they looking for. So then, here goes another catch-22. I'm in a quandary because now I need some money to get an ID. I try to get a job. Oh, you're going to need some money for uniform. I'm trying to get a job so I can get money. Like, this is the weirdest situation in the world at this point. You see, they think we just want to sell drugs. They think the woman just wants to prostitute. You actually try to do this the right way. And the job is telling you need money for the job. Now I'm like, did anyone get the memo? Like, when niggas is trying to get hired, it's because they probably out of cash. You don't know what I had to do just to get here. I had to borrow money to get on the bus, to transfer to the train just to get there. And now I gotta come back empty-handed. I'm telling people when I get a job, I'm gonna pay you back. And you know, niggas, I ain't even get to the job interview before I got the call. So how's it working? Like for $10, man? How's it working? I'm like, okay, I see this. This is blood money now. I was just trying to get coffee. It's blood money. You calling me already. Now I gotta argue, man. In front of the guy I'm trying to get a job for. Man, it's blood money, man. Just $10, yo. I'm right here in front of my mother potential boss and I gotta do all the nigga shit for her. And I'm sorry about that. So what you were saying, what I need money for, and it's like, yeah, right, we ain't hiring you now. So I gotta deal with the situation that I need money, and the job is telling me that I need money. Everyone wants to look at what's on my sneakers, what's on my feet, part of me. What kind of clothes I got. When I was young and coming up, and women could kind of wear boy clothes, and I had an older sister, and Coogee was popping $400 sweaters. My sister was selling drugs, she was hustling. So I used to wear her sweaters. And I go to school feeling fly as shit, like killing them, standing in the hallway and everything, everybody supposed to go class. And the haters come out that live in my hood. That's not his Coogee, that's his sister. So now I gotta get an identity because my spot is blown. The girls is feeling me, they digging me, they like, yo, you looking kind of cute. I got the $200 hat on, the $450 sweater, I'm killing them. So when the girls is over there, ooh, what's your name? I like your sweater. I'm like, yeah. Then some hater come about. That's not his sweater, man. That's his sister's sweater. Big old muscular nigga with a full-blown beard don't belong in the school system. Hating on me. Hating on me, the young guy, man. So now I'm here like, I gotta hustle, man. I can't get a job. And my spot blown and wearing my sister clothes. Life. This is the type of stuff that's going on in our children's mind. I got distracted from getting an education, man. I was going to school, staying in the lunchroom for 2-3 periods straight, because the guards let me do it, so I could stand up there and post up and show all my new clothes, especially on Easter. That's when we get money. You know what I'm saying? Grab my give you money. Everybody, we act like we selling drugs with grandma really giving us the money. You know what I'm saying? This is what we was into. The fashion show in school. Valentine's Day, you can't be without your girl. You had to have a girl. My life was always weird. It's Valentine's Day. I have a girl all through the year until Valentine's Day. And then I got to be stressed out coming to school because everybody got something going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what bothers us. And just coming to school, I got to put my bag through a scanner. I feel like I'm going to an airport. Yeah. Now I'm missing my first period class because I can take off my belt because it's picking up a nickel in my pocket. I know what's going on. So I'm saying we have to see what our children going through to understand how to communicate with them because they constantly in a state of warfare. Every time one of these white folks shoot somebody in their schools, they heighten the security in the black school. We are not doing that. We barely hit anyone we shooting at. Niggas be afraid to get shot back, so they be like, them white boys are strategic. Them niggas shoot a can off your head 5 miles away. Like, they ain't playing around. They heavily trained. They definitely trained. We don't know nothing, but niggas are still watching Tupac move and shoot guns sideways. Kick back, hit me right in the shoulder, man. Like, we don't know what to do with no damn gun. We don't know what we doing, man. The guns is too big. One shot away, and after that, everything's missing. We shoot the shot. We think someone shot back at us. We not no gangsters, man. This is not what we do. That's not our lifestyle. If we were gangsters, we didn't kill the people who look like the slave masters. We're not as gangsters as we think we are. That's why I always tell people we got to get more mental. Because all the stuff people do to us, we ain't killed nobody yet. We really ain't killed nobody yet. White folks is killing people like someone did something to them. You know what I'm saying? They a weird race of people. Like, they'll actually go around killing people. Like, the whole building gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like, all y'all going. Everybody going. I'm like, and all because someone pushed you in the lockers. Like,
the bully.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got jumped in school, man. Like, that's what happens. So I'm telling you, this is what the youth is thinking. So you cannot tell them who their oppressor is. You cannot. They used to be in school, your mama jokes and everything, but someone get too soft. You're going back and forth, but your joke is more special than their joke. Here we go. So what you want to do? Then it's a fight. Everybody fight. I wasn't the type really want to fight. I was the type that I had to get hit first. I'm not like that no more. I was the type, I don't want to fight. I'm scared as shit, but I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to talk. Then nigga do that, and like, now I'm really going to fight. Because then I had to deal with the situation when I go home. These weren't the type of parents to say, oh no, Michael, fighting's not good. I had the type of people in my household, did you win? And I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna find out. Did you fight back? You know what? I don't like your attitude. I think something's fishy. You're going back to school. I'm like, why am I going to school? They're pushing me back. I'm like, school is over. No, you're going to school tomorrow. And you're gonna earn a suspension. You ain't suspended yet? You lost. If you won, you'd have been suspended. You going to school. And I'm like, yo, listen, this is a gang guy. This guy has friends that I don't have. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm relatively smart. I don't have that much friends. This guy's gonna kill me. You know what I'm saying? His friends are gonna kill. Push me right into the battlefield. Punch him. And I'm like, I can't do it. Punch him. I'm like, Pop, can't do this. I'm gonna get your ass. You gonna get my ass. That's that go get the belt shit. All I had is a memory trigger. Flashback. Go get the belt. I see pots and pans coming from grandma. I'm like, oh man, I wailed on that boy. I tore him up. And I feel bad. Cause I'm like, yo, I'm not going home getting beaten by my pops. I'm gonna have to take him up. That wasn't even fair what my pops did. So it's those type of situations we dealing with that when we get older, our innocence was stripped from us. Totally. And in between all this, guess what wasn't happening? We didn't have no financial edification. Look, we go to school. Pre-K, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. You would think we would have, in the subject, we have science, math, language, art, music, gym, no real estate for 12 years. We all got to find a place to live. But nobody thought for 1 minute that we should have real estate class like how we have math every year, like how we have English every year. You would think since we all need a place to live, we would get a real estate class. Closest to that, we might have economics. Might. But we really want to learn real estate? Oh, you're going to have $10,000 or more for a student loan in order to get to school so we can teach you how to stay alive. Because with all that we learn, all the math and the science and language and the art and the music and the gym, this is not exactly going to give me a place to live. You know, maybe long term, but you're not teaching me nothing about the real estate market. You're not teaching me how to pick a right house. You're not telling me how to get the assets value. You're not telling me nothing about tax equalization ratio. You're not telling me nothing about tax deeds. You're not telling me nothing about tax liens. You're not telling me nothing about mortgage hypothecation. You're not telling me the distinction amongst a loan and a mortgage in general. You're not telling me nothing about an investment bank and then a commercial bank and the distinction amongst the two and how the commercial banks are servicing the loans for the investment bank. So you don't have a conditional interest on the property when you sign to get the property. No, we ain't learned none of this. So by the time somebody starts teaching it, it sounds all like another language, though it's English. It sounds very weird. He's talking mortgage hypothecation and all. People start looking at you, a surety and underwriter, like, what? This is English we speaking, but I don't know what you're talking about. When that happens, that means that someone has worked, they have made a concerted effort to make sure you don't know, so they can be the masters of your reality. So to have us in school and don't teach health class is not part. You might have had home ec, and they made you make a very acidic pizza. Might have had home economics. Might. And you don't get that till later on. You don't get that every year like you get math, science, language, and reading. But don't you think, since we have to feed ourselves every day, we should have health every year we go to school? And don't you think, since we have to live somewhere every day, because you're going to send child services to my house if you find out I'm homeless, don't you think we should have real estate and health every single time we go to school like we have math and science? This is common sense. But if no one's teaching it to us, we have to make sure we teach it amongst each other and to ourselves. We cannot rely on them. So when you say, what's the dysfunction about? Those are dysfunctions. Our health and our finance. Health and finance are dysfunctions. And one offsets the other. So when finance goes out the window, your health goes out the window. Let your money not be right and see how irritable you become. Let other people's money not be right. Start hating. You don't got the right to walk in your community looking nicer than everybody. They insulted. They think you're trying to disrespect them. See, we is the house niggas. All that means is that the niggas in the projects lived across the street, and my grandmother had a house. Before I stepped up and started living in the projects, because it was a dream, I gotta get in the projects. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how they got us. The house niggas always had to have help from the projects. Niggas. We were called the house niggas. And we had to feel ashamed that when we went to school, I don't live in no house. I live in a small apartment just like you. No, I got rats and roaches and everything. I had no rats and roaches. Grandma wouldn't allow it. I had to keep that place clean when Grandma came home. Not a joke. I had all 3 floors. I wanted to live in a project so I wouldn't have so much mass to cover the clean. And my grandmother was funny. She's the type, I have a long table, and I would wax the floor, and she would make sure she moves. So this is a short, frail-looking lady. She would take this heavy-ass table and see if it looked like a square inside that wasn't waxed. She's like, you moved the furniture? Yeah, I moved the furniture. This is an old lady like this. You moved the furniture? I'm like, yeah, I moved the furniture. You moved the furniture, Mike? I'm like, yes, I did. This old lady go from doing this. Let me check this shit. You know what she do next? I know. Now I go get the weapon. So I'm like, I had to work, but that instills something in me. Because now I'm like that with my house. Those are the good things Grandma put in me, though. Because I associate pain to not cleaning. Like, that's what happens in my head. Like, every time I don't see something clean, Grandma, that thing registers. So that kind of beating was good for me. Because if I didn't want to be beat, I would just simply clean the house. And I was a more intelligent child than my sister. She always had to be beat. Me, I didn't like the pain, and I stopped that kind of crime. That's how I go. She's hard-headed. She would try to get away with it over and over again. Her and I is like night and day. She's like, you just submit too quick. I don't like the pain. I just don't like it. And I don't like all the pressure. I like to know she come in the house, no pressure. I did everything I had to do. Though she always found something wrong. She's found the windows now. I'm like, since when I'm doing the windows? Look at this. I'm like, you just find stuff, yo. Like, I did everything. My mom like, look. I'm asking you to check everything. You still find something wrong. So that's what it was. I open up more than one soda. Rat. You got to finish one soda at a time. So I'm like, why are you buying 3 and put it in the fridge? If I see 3, I'm going to try every one of the 3. That's how I do it. Who opened up all 3 sodas? Now the sodas is flat. You know what I'm saying? Ginger ale take like juice now. I'm like, yeah. I'm sorry. Sometimes that stuff be going on, man. I feel like I was in a war. But I'll get to this. it's not about materialism. That's why I explain to people. I understand what they're talking about. They want to make sure, because people have been talking for years in this consciousness. So much so that you watch movies and the movies make fun of us. The smart man, he's always the real deep one, and he's always a joke in the movie. You know why? Because conscious people have become a joke because they don't materialize their conceptions. They just talk metaphysics, and they talk about dark matter, and they talk about melanin and the mighty womb and all this other stuff, and they'll get you into this for like 5-6 years of your life until your wife leave you because you ain't making no money, and you over here consuming your time and spending all your money to hear from all these smart people that's broke. When it hurt my heart when I started doing lectures to find out that most of the people that I'm listening to have jobs. I always thought that the lecturers don't have a job.
That was their job.
It killed me to find out these dudes is carpenters and security. Security is the most demeaning job for somebody who's teaching about metaphysics. Now, if you do it, and that's what you do, cool. But I felt bad to know that I was sitting in your lecture and you had canceled. You cut the class short, not because you had to get out, because the venue wanted you out, but because you was trying to make it to work. That hurt me. And I'm not knocking nobody who's teaching got a job. You got the right to teach and have a job. I'm just saying I was hurt because I invested my time and my money and my energy into you only to realize you were somebody's security guard watching the plantation. I could have dealt with you if you you making 200 grand a year from your profession. Yeah, I ain't quit my job for no conscious community. I can hear you. But it hurt me to know that a lot of my brothers still was on the clock. My wife, let me tell you, Black Panther, can't stand this goddamn crap. He up there got his beret on. He looked like he got grenade and rocket launchers the way his clothes look. You know how they do. The boots is tied up, damn near all the way up here, almost like a hooker or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here like, he got us thug motivated. Where did we see him? I'm in that. Ask my wife, where did we see him? This is when I just got conscious. What food franchise did we...
Go see McDonald's, man.
What's the McDonald's? It's a little higher. What food franchise did we see this brother? Serving food. Black Panther, serving the food, man. Come on, man. I know you have to remember, because I came to his lecture at the Black Theater. I won't mention his name, but the dude was taking orders from white folks. And looking gay as can be serving this food. Come on, man. I don't want to say it. You got to know the food franchise, man. We were young, man.
Was it Red Lobster?
Yes, it was. Wow. There you go. It was Red Lobster. And I was hurt. I was hurt because he just had the rocket launcher vest on. And he had the cargo pants. And it looked like he had pins that he could pull out a grenade and just launch some shit at any minute in the lecture. He was just going in, I'll kill this guy. And he know how to stick his chin out and look like this in the crowd. That's what he was doing, man. That's what he was doing. So I was there like ready to kill crackers. One more lecture and I would have shot somebody. I'm telling you, one more lecture. If Tony would not put the crushed peppers on my shit, I would have killed him. That's how I was. Only, and I think the Most High, that's how I believe in God. Because he had me so motivated to hurt somebody and kill these crackers for slavery, and he can't stand them, and they disgust me, that I was a Red Lobster lover. Back in those, I ain't changed my diet yet. So man, I took my wife to Red Lobster, and who do we see serving the white man that he hates? And would you like anything else? And you should try all this. We have the ultimate feast. We have the 21 shrimp. I'm like, yo, hold on. Whole Red Lobster looking at me like, what is wrong with this nigga? I'm like, hold on. This gotta stop. I'm like, are you Black Power? Are you the guy that was about to have me kill somebody? Thug motivated last week in the National Black Theater in Harlem, New York? It's like, brother, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying, brother? It is what it is. I'm like, no, you can't start being gangster again now. It's too late. He's like, we gotta do what we gotta do, nigga. And he goes over there, he gets his thing, and he starts serving white folks again. And the thing was, he listed like the whole menu inside like 2-3 minutes. He wasn't that articulate up there. He just was violent, and I was motivated. But this nigga went through the whole 21 shrimp. Then we also have the ultimate feast, and you can get it with a side of mashed potato or baked potato or fries. And he's saying this shit like a mile per hour, like this, boom. And I'm like, yo, he's living two lives. And he got me working with one of his alter egos that don't put the work in. This is the real guy. He serves Red Lobster. That's what he do. That's the real man. That other guy is a fraud. You know what I'm saying? He really was a waitress at heart. That's what that guy was. He was a waitress at heart. That's what he did. His shirt was all tucked in, tight ass pants, gay as can be. But he just looked like he leads a whole army a week ago. But he's got these booty hugging pants on, man. It was a disgrace. I almost didn't know it was him because I was turning my head, because when I see stuff like that, I don't like it. And it was just weird to see somebody doing this, man. And you just convince a whole group of people in that room that you hate them so much you would do everything in your power not to be around them. You have to start first by not working for them. Before you tell us to kill him, you have to go into entrepreneurship first. You hate him that much, make sure you don't have to work for him. That was a very weird situation. So I feel like these things happen to me in different intervals in my life. Because I realized I was taking him serious. I'm like, you know, my life is in your hands when you're teaching. And I'm like, God forbid someone takes him serious, we might actually do what he's teaching. So that's when I said, I got to teach, but I got to make sure I can validate what I teach. If I talk about family, I got to make sure you don't see me with a different woman every year or every 4 or 5 months. I got to make sure that you see consistency in my life. I take what I do serious. So I can't be here with this woman this week. Oh, it didn't work out. I got to pay whatever, it didn't work out. And the next year I'm with this woman. Not me. I'm teaching. I can't be doing that. I take what I do serious. So I know I got responsibility to be even more upright than an average man because somebody is taking me serious. And you don't want these young brothers watching and saying, man, you look at, you got his wives, his children there, that look fly. And then seeing me all over the place, because then I could become their new excuse for why things ain't working right. When they as a man may be doing the wrong thing. That's how leadership has to think. So if I'm talking about money, I got to make sure you don't catch me out there broke. You know what I'm saying? You can't see my wife on the food stamp line or my daughter look like she got ashy lips all around her lips. But then you're going to be like, yo, that nigga's a fraud. I seen her ashy ass lips the other night. It's a huge distraction. You know what I'm saying? You can't see us doing this. You can't see me in the Chinese food spot ordering rice and wings and then talking to you about health. It's not going to work out. You see what I'm saying? Hey, we can't live like this. So that's why I'm like, the youth, because I still got some youth in me, I understand what we're actually looking for. We want results. That's all the youth want. So I always ask the elders, we just asking for results. And we haven't been beaten up directly by the other races. It was more obvious in your generation to see who was working against you. It's not as obvious with us who's working against us, because the first people we see is us, because it's a trickle-down effect. And to tell you the truth, a lot of the races that's working against us now step back and say, man, we didn't know our job was going to be this good. We didn't know we did this good a job, because now they don't even really have to step in. Like, these guys just really hate themselves in their own kind now. They're at a point where no one has to really intercede and say, hold on, because we are killing each other faster and we hate each other almost a bit more than other races now.
A lot more.
So it's weird. Now we don't go to this. It's a few slides, but that's the incentive that we want to put across when we're talking about new covenant. So of course we have a UCC workshop next Sunday. UCC made simple for you. This is to show people, since we also have an auction to sell land and houses next Sunday as well. Since we have members buying houses and land for so much more cheaper through the UCC and things of that nature, it's only befitting that we also show them how to use the UCC to protect themselves, as they will become the landlords now. Okay? The number one reason my father told me don't deal with real estate, it left me for over a decade in my life. I got back my pops around 16, 17. When he left, I was age 8. When he saw me and he said, man, I hear you doing real estate and everything. You gotta be careful. He don't got no knowledge in real estate whatsoever. But he know what's the bad things. Don't give me nothing good. You gotta be careful, man. I said, why? Because you got niggas like me out there. We'll squat in your shit in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, good point, Pops. But, kind of stuff Pops be on. So, because of niggas like my father, I have to teach a workshop like this. Because he's right. There are niggas like him out there that know the game, that know how to receive some mail and say that they live in some spot, you know what I'm saying, and because of the law, get their wage, but also the people, they're is a lot of states have become tenant friendly in court. And that's not because they care about the tenants. It's easier for probate actions. It's easier for them to foreclose. It's easier for them to manipulate the situation. Kind of like child support. It's easier to destroy the black family by being a bit more one-sided and siding with the mother more. Now, when people say, man, because I get burnt, because I say I believe in child support, and people are like, what? And I'm like, yo, just hear me out. Just hear me out. I wish we were implementing it ourselves. But unfortunately, if you don't have that there's going to be a lot of children getting absolutely nothing from brothers still making more babies. See, if you put a law into place, we're going to lock you up if you make another baby after the baby you can't take care of. Then I'll be like, we don't need no child support. Because we're going to give you some prison time for making another baby if you got one baby out there that you cannot afford, who you're out of wedlock, and the mother is obviously struggling, and you're going to make another baby with someone else. I don't knock people for making babies. Yes, I do. I shouldn't lie. I think people should have ID cards to make babies. I feel like, and I told them, I'm actually going to do a class on this. I'm going to get to this. I actually believe that people should have ID cards to prove that they have the right to make babies. I feel like this. Because society has gone to such a low frequency. I feel like you should have to take an IQ test to qualify if you have the right to have a baby. You should be able to walk around with your permit and then your license. Your permit should say I got the right to have at least one baby. Your license should say I can go OD. I can make a whole village. You know what I'm saying? But I feel that people are making babies under the worst circumstances and not really making way for a better future because we can't even provide for ourselves when we're making babies. It's getting too difficult. You see, it sounds crazy, but that's what culture does. Culture see you going too far to the wrong side, and they put a law that smacks you in your face. See, China will kill one of your babies because they have an overpopulation problem. We are overpopulated with niggas. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have to find a way to make rules so the niggas don't outnumber the righteous. Okay? So that's why I feel personally we should have ID cards to have the right to make babies. And with child support, unfortunately, I believe it should be in place, but I do know they use it to manipulate the lives of the mother and the father because they just want to destroy the black family in general. So they're using our grievances against each other to cripple the black man so he can hate the black woman. That's what men sound like. When I say black woman is God, all they know is a reference from bad situations they had with women. They act like there's no good women on the planet. They act like you find the best woman on the planet, she's the devil. This is what I gotta deal with all the time. I'm like, y'all sound like hurt men. Y'all sound like men that some woman had your heart and crushed it and you never got over it. Never got over it. So now a brother can't say nothing good about a black woman without you feeling like you have to attack me. I've been called a faggot because I say I love the black woman. I'm a polygynist. Like, what kind of polygynist faggots is walking around here? You know what I'm saying? Like, wife after wife after wife. You know what I'm saying? And my doctrine is for the faggots? We don't even see y'all with women. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is weird. Just Spike Lee. Yeah, he got spikes on his arms. I call him Spike Lee. You know what I'm saying? And they plastic spikes. I'm like, yo, man.
Oh, they not real.
They're walking around with plastic spikes, man. This is true. You know what I'm saying?
So you trying to bounce something that ain't gonna hurt.
Plastic spikes. Now, people still making more babies than they can handle. And I know, I tell the woman to open her legs, but no, I'm the brother I'm a man. Like, so I'm not going to be here accusing the woman. I'm a man, so I got to hold accountability to myself. I'm going to talk to the men about that. I ain't going to talk to no woman. My wives can talk to the females about, keep your legs closed. They can do that, they women. But as a man, I'm not supposed to be attacking no woman for where she may go wrong or be at fault when I am part of the equation as a man. I gotta hold myself accountable for my own actions, like she should. So before I go and point finger at some female, as a man, I'm gonna tell myself as a man, I am responsible for the situation. So when I talk about bringing our community to a full-blown point of liberation, I hear more complaining about what black women won't do, and she getting the job from the white man. I'm like, yo, you jealous of black women? Like, you just jealous. What's she supposed to do? You righteous and you broke. So now she get a job from the white man, and she's supposed to be broke with you in the name of her love? She got children she got to take care of. What do you want her to do? You know You know what I'm saying? Just suffer and wait for someone to come. Because y'all keep saying the end is coming near. Like, they've been saying the end is coming near since I've been conscious. Like, it ain't happened yet. They've been telling me the Illuminati gonna have one world currency. I seen these DVDs. Y'all seen these DVDs. One world government, one paper dollar for everybody. And it ain't happened yet. And every time 2012, the world was supposed to end. It ain't happened yet. We just be sitting here waiting. And every time they make these errors, we just chill. Last people at debate, I pulled out the tape in 1999 when they said the world's gonna end. We on like day 167 left, and yeah, the world's gonna end. Happy as hell. Like, what kind of, that's just tell you we crazy. Who would celebrate? The world's about to end. Like, if you really feel like that, you should have killed yourself a long time ago. Like, why are you waiting for the day it was supposed to go down? Kill yourself if you mad. But it never happened. And we still go on. They just change the name of their community and keep prophesizing. This is insanity. So, preparation is key. So we're going to be doing a UCC Made Simple workshop. Because we are turning our community back into property owners. Landlord is a word, very significant. You putting the word Lord on something. That's a word that is synonymous with God. Whether we realize it or not, we are stigmatized by this reality. So we're seeing white folks as our God, because most of the time they are our landlord. Or Asians. Or Hindus. It surely ain't black people in most cases. Okay? Because we are the least likely to own a property and most likely to lose it. How do we lead in both statistics? This is horrible. Least likely to get it, and then if you do get it, most likely to lose it. Department of Commerce statistics. So, that being the case, we don't want you to just get the property. Now you got it for cheap and everything. We're showing you here, as a tenant, how to protect yourself using the UCC. And as a landlord, how to protect yourself using the UCC. Because tenants understand, well, you know, even if you kick me out, I have like 3 more months. Don't have to pay it either. Or 6 more months. So I could probably stretch this out a year because I'm going to use that pipe that bust and they're going to get at me. I'm going to say, oh man, the right type of tenant knows how to celebrate no heat. They act angry, but they celebrate inside because they're like, yo, I could use this against your ass. That's what they thinking in their head. So you got to be able to protect yourself from that kind of stuff. We don't want you to own property and then it don't work out the right way. Okay, so we having our auction, so we selling property as well next week, Sunday, land and houses. Properties SSS for assessed value, $60,000, $100,000, but people will be buying it for like $3, $4 grand, $5 grand. So either they sell it back or they rent it out, put out a HELOC. That's what we do. We use this UCC process, not just UCC1 obviously, as part of the exponent for us to be able to do it in the first place. So we're going to be teaching on this next week, Sunday, January 26th in Harlem, National Black Theater. And we go to the next one. Also, how to get rid of debt and how to use the UCC to eliminate debt or circumvent a lot of the clauses that relate to the debt, so you don't have to be obligated to the whole debt. So that it's going to be a strict workshop. Go ahead, brother.
Does that have anything to do with, in terms of us being sovereign, organic beings?
Yes.
And the birth certificate and how?
We won't deal with the birth certificate on that particular day. But it does pertain to sovereignty. But I always like to express what people have identified as status correction as the people that really popularize the word status correction, the term, or what they identify as sovereignty. Please by no means make any presumptuous claim that when we say sovereignty, we mean it in the way that other people mean it. We mean it based on its legal pretense. Yeah. Owning property, your land becomes a crown. In law, when you own property without a conditional interest, stipulating that no third party has the right to take it in the name of a foreclosure or any other stipulation of debt, that's when your property by law is considered a crown. And who wears the crown? The sovereign wears the crown, or the king or the queen wears the crown. When you own a property without a conditional interest, because according to the laws that govern secure transactions via the UCC Uniform Commercial Code, UCC 9-105 in parentheses D, it tells you that a debtor can only conditionally own property. When you diffuse the conditional interest, you diffuse the presumption of the item sonance. All of this is, this verbiage is just fancy jargon in law to simply say that you have properly securitized your transaction and thereby reaffirming and punctuating your disposition as a secured party creditor. And by nullifying the conditional interest, you've established yourself as the sovereign who has the ability to initiate a staple or create a place where subjects can be beholden to you. Such as in the case of being a landlord. A landlord has subjects. Now you have a jurisdiction. Before someone comes in to talk to anyone in that jurisdiction, they first must confer or connect or confide in you. Okay, so you have to turn your property into a crown. It's not a term that we made up. It's in law. They call the property a crown when you go through it the right way. A lot of times people purchase property and then they still are identified as tenants of their own property. They buy it, they told they're the owner, they get the wine, they get the grapes, but they still considered tenant. Even the deed says tenancy deed.
Even when it's not a mortgage?
Even when it's not a mortgage. Because there's a tenancy deed. The deed actually say tenancy on it.
Okay.
And you'll be like, I own my house, but it says tenant on your deed though. So how is it that you own it if you're a tenant? The words is literally tenancy deed. They have warranty deed, which still makes you a tenant of your own property, and then they have the tenancy.
Okay.
Okay? So what you want to do is turn your property into the crown. In law, they call it crown. Euphemistically speaking, the term they would use would be fee simple. In common law, they would say crown. The term that they would say on the surface would be fee simple. But both words are an account of the same thing. Okay? So today is poverty makes us sick. Today, about 3/4 of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Well, for the poorest Americans, that downdrawn on available money can have dire results, especially for those suffering from diabetes. Poverty is creating a self-fulfilling prophecy when it comes to diabetes. With less access and money to buy fresh, healthy food, this is important. Fresh, healthy food. Why? Because our supermarkets, like in this neighborhood, they give us second-rate food. It's a fact. All you have to do is look at the command number. And we'll have to do a class on this to tell when you're getting third or fourth-rate food. Okay? You have primary, secondary, and tertiary. Those are the three major categories, but they created a fourth one now for poverty people. So they're doing us a favor by giving us food that's on the verge of expiration, borderline expiration if not already expired, or mixing it up and giving us more unexpired food and some expired. Like even the grape, when you get a bag of grapes and you see a bunch of them is loose in there, a lot of times it's not by accident. And they have a whole classification system for it. They try to give you more good than bad, but the bad is concentrated and is conservatively put there. All right, so fresh, healthy food. Poor people are more likely to suffer from disease. So it says with less access and money to buy fresh, healthy food, with less access and money to buy fresh, healthy food, poor people are more likely to suffer from the disease, according to the American Diabetes Association. When it comes to poverty and the monthly payout of government benefits, that combination can have a sick effect on health inequalities. The paper in Health Affairs found among high-income Americans, no similar jump in hospitalizations for hypoglycemia was found. Okay, this high blood pressure might not sound as serious as a health ailment as, say, cancer. The costs related to its treatment are surprisingly high, and they'll take you into $1,200. Food insecurity. We're going to look at that word, insecurity. Okay, if you're interested in saving healthcare costs, the dumbest thing you can do is cut nutrition, according to a doctor, Dr. Deborah Frank of Boston Medical Center. Okay, because they're cutting the cost. Food insecurity is just one downside of the widening income gap in the U.S., but it may be poised to become a bigger issue. Lawmakers have reached a deal to cut $9 billion to over 10 years for food stamp program. So they're cutting $9 billion for over 10 years for the food stamp program. Food stamp recipients are already dealing with slimmed down budgets given last November's cuts to the program spending. The reductions are coming as food insecurity has actually increased since 2008, as CBS Money Watch reported in December. So here is a prime exemplification of how poverty and food insecurity make people sick. And they make it clear there's a direct correlation between lower income communities being 27% more likely to be hospitalized because of health implications incurred by their financial disposition or ineffectiveness. We'll go on to the next one. And here's a list associated with this data as the top causes of stress in the U.S. Because stress, of course, creates a disease. Job pressure, money, health, relationships, poor nutrition, media overload, sleep deprivation. Now let's look. Television, radio, internet, email, social networking. All these things cause stress that in turn create disease. And the reason why this is so very important, job pressure is obviously money related. Money, stress, should be the same as job pressure. They're really trying to spread this thing out so you don't realize it's the money thing. Money is in a different category from job pressure, but it still entails finance, because if you are an entrepreneur, you may not have the type of job pressure dealing with co-worker tension and bosses and work overload. Okay, money, loss of job, reduced retirement, medical expenses. If you don't have proper insurance or health care, you stumble across real serious issues that in turn cause you to be stressed out to the point of probably what? Eating the wrong way. Here goes health. Health crisis, terminal chronic illness. Relationships. A lot of relationships are sold because people have to work extra hard. Or people feel neglected because the other party is working extra hard. These relationships are compromised a lot of times just because of our financial problems. And it leads to divorce, or death of spouse, or arguments with friends, and loneliness. Poor nutrition. Again, this is health, but they stretch these things out. Okay? Poor nutrition should fit in that category of health. Inadequate nutrition. Lower income communities are more susceptible to that because of where they shop and what's accessible to them. Certain foods they sell in our community, they would never sell in other communities. We know this. Inadequate nutrition, caffeine, processed foods, refined sugars. If you're overworked, you're probably taking in caffeine anyway to try to do the long hours and feel like you're powering up, or you're getting your Red Bulls. Well, all these are drugs, and it distorts your health, but this is created because you're over here trying to work to the shred of the rock. Media overload. Television, probably up late night watching 2 in the morning for these white folks to beat you in the head with their paid programming shows, telling you that they made it rich and you can make it rich too, and then next thing you know, you're selling all sorts of beauty supply products and making little to nothing in hopes that you get that pink Mary Kay car, but it never happens. So, television, radio, internet, email, social networking, all of this is because of money again. Sleep deprivation. Okay, you probably losing sleep because you overload, because your work overload. Okay, you probably losing sleep because you're stressed out because the relationship ain't working out. You probably losing sleep because you're taking in too much caffeine anyway because you're trying to work so hard. So all of this, we can easily take the problem of finance and find a filter for all of these problems that they have here. There's not much issues on planet Earth that you can throw inside of here that are fit for all of them. But finance can create all these type of distress, and does, and in turn it creates disease. Okay, and it says the percent of people who regularly experience physical symptoms caused by stress is 77%. So if the financial situation is incurring stress, it says 77% of people that receive physical symptoms like bumps on the skin, backaches, headaches, 77% of people receive physical symptoms or even visible symptoms from stress, okay? Psychological symptoms, 73%. So a lot of us could be losing our minds about lack of money is creating stress. A lot of us may experience psychological problems because it says 73% of people that have stress experience psychological symptoms. And if we have no knowledge in what the symptoms are, we may not realize that we are victims of stress. But I tell you what, 77 and 73 are some very high percentages, very, very high. So to see physical symptoms or have psychological symptoms incurred by stress and be in the 70%, that's dangerous. So a lot of us mentally are not functioning right because of the stress created around not having the right amount of resources. Okay, so we'll go down. Impact statistics as it relates to stress. Employed adults who say they have difficulty managing work and family responsibilities find themselves in the 31st percentile. Okay? Stress has a negative impact on their personal and professional life. 48%. Okay? And we'll just go through some of these other ones. People who cited physical symptoms experience the following. So those people who are in the 77% category of experiencing physical symptoms from stress, which mostly revolves around finance, will find that fatigue gives you 51%. So a lot of us are tired, have headaches, upset stomach, muscle tension, change in appetite. See how it affects your diet? Change in appetite, teeth grinding, change in appearance after you grind your teeth for enough years. Okay, change in sex drive. Of course, if you're seeing your partner after grinding their teeth for several years from being stressed out, it will change your sex drive. Okay? And it may make you feel dizzy. All jokes aside, fatigue, headache, upset stomach, muscle tension, change in appetite, teeth grinding, change in sex drive, and feeling dizzy are all the top physical symptoms that you would experience from stress, that in most cases may be related to a lack of financial freedom. Okay, we go to the next one. And the source is the American Psychological Association, American Institute of Stress, New York, and the research date was on 7/28/2013. Just so you have a source so you can look it up. People who cited psychological symptoms experience the following. So the people that 73% of people that are stressed out experience psychological issues. What are these psychological issues? Irritability or anger. So you got people that just be upset for no reason. You say, man, what's making this person do that? They may feel financially insecure. If your finances have you stressed, you most likely will fit into the 73% of the people that psychologically.
Right off the Barnary sub-stop, Philadelphia, PA. Shot so loud you would think it was a club spot. African Americans, although we all over the web, we the hood librarians. We ship to prisons too. We reach out and deliver to those that's bitten too, but it's more than a bookstore. You wonder we got it, mixtapes, DVDs, and culture products. BlackandNobel got our hands in a lot of projects. We welcome all to come build, the energy is positive. And remember other teams is awake and conscious. Come through and experience this place of knowledge. They say they'll put it in a book if they wanna hide it from us. But we got them books so you can buy it from us. Something to read while you on a train or riding the bus. Get your read on, food for thought, get your eat on. BlackandNobel, I buy my books at BlackandNobel. BlackandNobel, I buy my books at BlackandNobel. BlackandNobel, I buy my books at BlackandNobel. BlackandNobel, I buy my books at BlackandNobel.